One of the things we've talked about is you can see a business or have a business owner explain their business to you, and you can almost like dissect and see within a snap of a fingers what's going on. What are some of those top items that you see consistently with businesses or leaders where it's often like whether it's a bottleneck or it's just their own limitation?
Right. Well, first of all, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. But it's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I have 35 years of business experience. So when people explain things to me, I generally tend to figure it out in about 2 seconds. I go, here's your problem. Here's what you need to do. and this will work for you. But the second part of your question is really interesting because I can see things that are bottlenecks, and usually it's from a lack of organization or it's from a lack of labor. So those two things are what will occur. So an individual will be running and not stepping back a little bit to work on their business. They're working in their business and they're running around with a chicken like with their head cut off, but they need to work on their business. And so a lot of times when I look at this, and David, you do this as well, we look at a business and we say, man, this is great business, but you're missing the boat here. You need somebody to answer the phone a little better. I love, we have a client that has a pharmacy, and she's just having a hard time answering the phone and what have you. And pharmacy, you need to answer the phone. I mean, it's important. So we ended up hiring a nurse, full year graduate nurse in the Philippines, answers the phone, can answer questions, really smart on the computer. So we were able to bottleneck that and solve that one little simple problem, just answering the phones, Like in our insurance agency, AI is so great and automatic answering machines and push button phone systems are fabulous. But you know what? I don't care how much technology there is right now. Everyone wants to talk to a human being, okay? So we have 4 or 5 concierges answering the phones, solving problems immediately if possible, connecting them to the agent or to the right person to fix their issues. And that's something that I think all clients can use. The phones are big time. Not answering the phone is huge. I mean, when I call a doctor's office and no one answers and I have to leave a voicemail, I'm pretty busy. That's like annoying to me. I gotta wait. Maybe they're gonna call me back. Maybe they won't. And to me, it's like, why wouldn't a doctor's office have 2 or 3
remote receptionists booking appointments, answering the phone?
I mean, it would just be, to me, like a game changer for them. And just about any other business. I mentioned as a kind of a thing, like imagine a guy that's doing pressure cleaning and he has a little business, right? And he's doing pretty well. If he's a one-man band, right, he's got the pressure cleaner motor going and he's spraying. Is he able to answer the phone and book a new appointment? No. But he might call back in the evening or the next day, but that client probably already called another pressure cleaner that answered the phone and booked his appointment and he missed out on that lead. So for, $6 an hour, $5 an hour, what if we put a remote employee on there working, answering the phone, booking the appointments, describing the jobs, quoting the jobs, it could be done. So that's a typical example of like a bottleneck, just a dumb thing, I went into this coffee shop and the guy really prided himself in making each cup of coffee custom. Like he would put in the grinds and he would sit there and you'd watch him and you're standing there for like 10 minutes waiting for a cup of coffee. And I walked in and I said, why don't you just make a giant couple of big pots of coffee here, let people self-serve them and pay, with an auto payment thing, like whatever. Yeah, I guess I should do that. Because I said, I would like to come and buy coffee from you, but you know what? It's too much of a pain in the neck. I want to come in and grab my coffee and leave. I don't want to sit here and watch you make it. Although it's interesting and nice and it's a great cup of coffee, you're missing the boat here. So a perfect example of just seeing something quickly and then making a quick change that can literally be a game changer. That guy who went from making, 30 cups of coffee a day, selling it to 120, because people now are like, hey, I can just run in, pour my own coffee and get out of here, pay the guy a few bucks and I'm good. Simple stuff like that. So that's kind of what I look at. But when I look at those individuals, and you've been great at this, David, as well, we look at the business real quick and we go, man, here's some items that we could offshore for you. And it's funny because at first people think, well, if I hire these remote people, I'm going to be firing all my current workers, and nothing could be further from the truth. If you have good workers, they're just doing, in my business, if you're doing $5 or $6 an hour work and I'm paying you $50 an hour, you're cheating me, okay? You can't be doing your own data entry, okay? If you're a salesman making $200,000 a year, you can't. You're going to have to use and allow the remote to do it at $5 an hour. And so that's where I see the efficiencies coming in, and where business owners can start to go, wow, you know what? I need to be thinking, what can I be doing for $6, $7, $8, $9 an hour where my people are doing things they shouldn't be doing, okay? If I see my salespeople data entering clients, I get pissed off, okay? Because I'm telling you, they're wasting time. They should be on the phone with a client, closing a deal, selling a case, not doing their own quote, doing their own data entry. I get that done for $5, $6 an hour. I don't need you to do that. What I need you to do is get on the phone and make some more sales. Now, if I can take that salesman that was making, $100,000 a year and help him to make $250,000 a year simply by adding $500, $800 a month for a remote assistant, I'm doing it every time. And that's what I've done. And that's how we've been so successful. So it's absolutely amazing. So yeah,